WWE Draft 2021 projections. Who's going where? Raw, SmackDown, will NXT be involved? I've talked about my thoughts on this quite a bit on hashtag and other places, so I'm kind of curious what you think. Looking at the Raw roster right now, Big E obviously going to Raw. I don't know if he's officially a part of Raw right now, but he's going to Raw as the WWE champion. Beyond that, though, if you look at the Raw roster, SmackDown rosters, who do you think needs a move more than anyone to a separate show?
I think Drew definitely is going to SmackDown. I think he's done pretty much everything in the mid-card. He's faced pretty much everyone on Raw. I'm looking at the list. Randy, Ricochet, Riddle, Sheamus, Bobby Lashley. John Morrison and Miz. I feel like he's faced all these guys, so I feel like he needs to move. SmackDown, I don't want to say Owens because I feel like he moves every year. I think Nakamura. Nakamura I could see going to Raw. I don't even think he's ever actually been on Raw. I can see him going to Raw. Maybe Cesaro.
Or would you got to swap him and Priest, right? If you put Nakamura on Raw.
Yeah, I think Priest and Shinsuke should definitely be moved. I think that's a definite.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go so far as to say it's a definite, but I do want to see it though.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to see that. So I'll take back the definite, but I definitely want to see that. And then I don't know, like maybe Balor, but. I don't know. I like maybe Apollo Crews. Like I feel like some mid card guys can maybe move to Raw because I feel it's like the SmackDown 6 or like the 6 job mid card guys they've had for like the last year.
Well, that's why I'd keep Balor where he is because he just got there. So I honestly I know what you just said, but I would move Owens. I know he does move every year, but at the same time, it's like he already lost to Roman 3 times. He failed to win the Intercontinental Championship. He did the same Zayn shit every fucking for a lot already. So. I feel like that is almost a definite. Even if he leaves in January, I still feel like he's got to move to Raw, and probably Cesaro too.
Yeah.
Not that anything's really going to change for them on Raw, but it freshens up SmackDown at the very least.
Definitely. Then I'd probably move Shayna to SmackDown.
Yes.
I feel like she's done a ton, and then for the women on SmackDown,
Carmella, I would move. She's the only one that hasn't moved. Her and Nia Jax have not been moved since they were drafted in 2016.
Well, keep Nia Jax on Raw.
Keep Nia Jax on the shelf.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind Bayley going to Raw when she comes back.
Yes, she will be, I think. That's my prediction.
So, yeah, besides that, like, Naomi's going to be on SmackDown. Liv Morgan's done good on SmackDown. Bianca, Becky, you're going to keep all those people.
I say move Jeff.
Jeff Hardy?
Yes.
Yeah, you can move Jeff. Like I said, you can move Jeff and then maybe send one of those other mid-card guys, maybe like Sami Zayn or Apollo or kind of like Cesaro, one of those guys. So like I said, I feel like those 6 guys have been in like the Intercontinental title picture for like the last 3 years. So move them along. I don't really see anyone else that like sticks out. I wouldn't mind if Alexa went back to SmackDown. I feel like she fits better on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Raw does have more people they use at least. Like Zelina's on SmackDown. Who cares? Tamina, Natty, Shotzi, Tegan, Tony. None of those girls have really been used. Naomi's kind of like in a little thing with Sonya right now, so probably want to move her. I hope Sonya actually returns to the ring.
I think she will.
So yeah, I think there's some decent moves. I think SmackDown will probably get the better of Raw. Just looking at the rosters right now and who could potentially be moved, but we'll see what happens.
Maybe they swap Rhea and Nikki with Tegan and Shotzi, or I could see Toni Storm going to Raw and being one of Charlotte's next opponents. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I wouldn't hate that either.
And that'd be cool. She's obviously just arrived on SmackDown, but they've just done absolutely nothing with her on that show.
Exactly.
As far as tag teams go, do you see anyone switching shows? I think the Viking Raiders can move. Not that it really matters much, but they've been on Raw since they got called up. Either them or Mansoor and Mustafa Ali, tag teams like that. I don't. Maybe the Profits. Do you think they're going to be broken up after last week?
Probably not.
What about Viking Raiders?
I could see them going to SmackDown. I don't know who you trade back, but
not Alpha Academy.
Rude. You could do Rude and Ziggler.
Yeah, they move every year too. But I guess you're gonna have to.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think good moves.
Just fucking maybe not even move them both. Just move one of them because I think Rude is far better on his own. The guy's like 45 at this point, but I never really understood why they didn't do more with him. But Asuka, you think she stays where she is?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's another one that's got to probably just leave altogether. I just feel like she's another one that's done everything. I don't know. There's just nothing excites me about Asuka at this point.
Exactly. I'd keep her where she is.
Yeah, I don't know. What about NXT? Who do you see getting called up from NXT, if anyone?
I think Io has a good chance.
Even as tag team champion?
I mean, who cares? They don't even them. I mean, I think her and Raquel have a good chance. I saw something about maybe Hit Row getting called up. Maybe I think MSK could surprisingly get called up. I feel like they need new tag teams that actually matter.
Okay.
I want to getting called up. No one really else sticks out too much looking at their roster.
What about Von Wagner?
Von Wagner, no thank you. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if a Ridge Holland or one of those guys got called up.
Ridge and Pete? Or just Ridge on his own?
I think Ridge on his own.
Okay. Maybe that's why he's lost a lot lately.
Maybe. Austin Theory, I mean, I feel like they've done nothing with him down in NXT. I wouldn't mind him getting called up.
He is. That's why he's not been on the show lately. I think that's a given.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah, that's a couple of good options. What about LA Knight?
Yeah, that's possible. He's lost a lot lately, too, so calling him up. Even the Imperium guys, Aichner and Bartel, I mean, I wouldn't hate if they got called up. I feel like their time's kind of over in NXT.
Yeah, and I agree with that. What about Cameron Grimes? Any shot of him getting called up?
Yeah, I'd keep him down in NXT.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be booked too well on the main roster. I mean, it would be cool, but at the same time, I don't know. What about Johnny Gargano? Any chance he finally gets moved after 6 years?
Him and Ciampa are there for life.
I think that's pretty well established by this point. Kushida, Santos?
Yeah, I would keep him down a little longer.
What are your 2 cents on Hit Row standpoint? You mentioned it, but I want to get your take on it, though.
I wouldn't hate them getting called up. I just would fear for them. I mean, I think Swerve would be perfect, mid-card. You could have the 2 Top Dollar and Ashanti being the tag division. Because, like I said, they do need more tag teams. I mean, B-Fab needs to be stuck in NXT for another 3 years. But I think she's great, but I mean...
we got to call his bait, dude. How bad was that match on Tuesday?
Yeah, I was going to say, she needs a lot more work in NXT, so... I think you can call her up and maybe she can work more as a valet manager role and maybe still work dark matches or go back to NXT from time to time to work more, but I wouldn't call her up to wrestle.
Knowing this company, they would call up Hit Row but put B-Fab on SmackDown by herself.
It'd be like Nikki Cross getting called up and then Sanity.
Yeah, but at least she is good on her own. B-Fab is terrible. That's like Scarlett just disappearing without carrying Cross. Where the fuck has she been?
I have no idea.
Maybe she gets called up to SmackDown in the draft, and it's okay, what was the point then?
Who knows?
Stupid. What about who was the other one? We haven't seen Aaliyah at all lately. Who gives a shit? Dakota Kai. What about her getting called up? I think that's a given too.
Yeah, Dakota Kai would be great. I think she hasn't been on TV since she lost to Raquel, I don't think.
Yes,
so
yeah.
She should be called up. The thing is, I feel like we're calling up all these women they just called up 4 women and done nothing with them. So honestly, might as well just pull a Vince, keep calling them up. Maybe they'll stick, maybe they won't.
That's such the WWE mentality. Let's just bring them up. If we have a plan, cool. If we don't, which is most of them, then it doesn't really matter. See if they stick around, see if they'll want to resign for more money, do nothing with them, and then we'll blame them for not getting over because we never put them on the show. That's the WWE mentality. It's so stupid, but it doesn't matter unless the creative improves overall for this company. It doesn't matter who's on what show, what you're calling it, NXT 5.0 or what. The rating was down 100,000 people this week. It doesn't. To me, that doesn't really matter. I mean, it was around 600,000 to begin with, so who gives a shit if it's back to what it was? Who cares? The show needs work. It's got potential, but we'll see. We'll see who moves where, dude. And there's a lot of potential moves that could be made. I'm excited for the draft. I always am. But until the creative improves on a show like Raw, then nothing will truly change. So again, like I said, time will tell, and hopefully it can improve over time. And that's the hope. We got to remain optimistic here.